atomic-powered city. It's late night with and now, a man who doesn't do any show that's not a big show, David.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you so much. Hi. How are you? Thank you. It's a magic night. It's a Friday night, and I don't often say this, and I'm going to say it tonight, and I hope I don't get things off on the wrong foot, but frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I've never felt lovelier. Boy, a strange thing happened to me today. I'm having lunch in my favorite Midtown restaurant, and I thought that this was at the least disconcerting, and in all honesty, it frankly broke my spirit. I'm enjoying whatever I was eating, and in the middle of my meal, the chef comes bursting out of the kitchen, and he screams this as loudly as he can. Does anybody here have a Band-Aid and some cough drops? I just... Thank you very much. Band-Aid and some cough drops. For the, let's turn now to the world of sports. For the first time in the history of the NFL, the Pro Bowl now will be played on ESPN instead of ABC, NBC, or CBS. So it's the first time it'll be on cable instead of a network. And it's going to be really unusual. It's going to be odd, isn't it? Don't you think? Not watching it on cable instead of not watching it on a network? I've never felt lovelier. And you know what that means, don't you? That means we pass the savings on to you.
So in other words,
I don't know.
You've never felt lovelier, A, and B, we pass the
That's
savings
right.
on to you.
And you know why I say that, Paul?
Why is that?
Because I'm really drunk tonight. That's not something you should joke about, because I don't drink. I used to drink years ago. Boy, did I. I don't drink anymore now, but I really did for a long time. Really used to enjoy drinking. Just ask my liver. That was a show, wasn't it, Paul?
That was a show.
Didn't Mr. Wizard do that for a while on Nickelodeon? Just ask my liver.
That was a show.
Well, Mickey Mantle is opening a brand new restaurant here in New York City. I thought this was kind of ugly. George Steinbrenner goes by yesterday and fires a couple of busboys. Who are those guys? It's like buyers from Thai City or something are here. What? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today was a sad day for the frozen food industry. All the details are apparently not yet in, but here's what we have so far. Down in Miami, Mrs. Paul was arrested and charged with killing a dock worker. Mrs. Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, you know, Mrs. Paul.
Mrs. Paul's
frozen fish stuff.
sticks.
Yeah, right. Killed a dock worker. Apparently killed a... We don't know if the dock worker was stabbed or bludgeoned, but they're pretty sure she did it. Thank you. Kids, thank you so much for selecting us for your evening's enjoyment. What a show.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Say hello to some cats for me, everybody. Honor of Buster Poindexter. I want to add that.
Congratulations.
Especially in his honor.
Looking forward. Nice to see you guys again. Thank you for being here.
You know, sometimes you used to see a Carson show, and when, like, if a Sinatra would be on, or a Barbra Streisand, and they would have strings, special strings, augmenting the band. And we have augmented the band for Buster Poindexter. I want to announce that. Thank you very much.
Very thoughtful of you. And we're looking forward to your little tune later.
Did I mention we have augmented the band in honor of Buster Poindexter?
You pointed it out and then pointed it out again.
Thank you.
Let's see. What kind of time? What are you doing this weekend? I got a big weekend planned.
What are you doing? I'm just cooling out. What are you doing?
Big blue fishing off Montauk.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Right after.
What are you doing, chartering a...
Yeah. We get out there at 3 in the morning, cutting bait, and then we're out. We go like 40 miles off the coast, and we're out there all day.
Spend the whole weekend out there?
That's great.
Sleep out there and
Yeah,
everything?
we sleep out there, eat nothing but cheese sandwiches.
Yeah. Feels good. What's
as
the
many
head?
as we can get. We go
How
for
are the heads out
several
there
loaves of Wonder Bread. What?
What's the head like on a boat like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the facility.
Yeah.
Hell, don't ask me. I feel. Oh, we got to do the top 10, then we'll get to our mail, don't we? What? From the home office in Lincoln, Nebraska, top 10 things our receptionists say every day. The kids who answer our phone daily, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, up there on the 14th floor. Top 10 things our receptionists say every day. Have you seen, by the way, the Today Show, how fat Bryant is getting?
You were mentioning that the other day.
You know, I heard there's a lot of people who work on this crew and then also work on the Today Show crew, and they tell me that it's standard procedure because he consumes so many donuts during the show that when they cue him that he's coming back on camera, they always have to do this. Bryant. Pass the savings on to you. Here we go. Top 10 things our receptionists say every day. Here we go. Number 10. No, Tom Snyder is not here. Number 9. You're a bunch of guys in a college dorm? Let me give you Dave's home phone number. Number 8. Hello, Bill Wendell's Amway headquarters. Number 7. Thank you, Mr. President, but no one here played in the Super Bowl. Number 6. If you wish to sue Mr. Letterman, I can give you the 800 number. Number 5. Number 5, nice language, Mr. Gumble. Number 4, I'm sorry, we're all out of transcripts of the Bedwetters show. Number 3, no, I only lead the band during the show. I'm on the phones during the day. Number 2, oh yeah? Oh yeah, well, he probably thinks you're an unfunny jerk, too. And number 1, yes, Mr. Donahue, Marlo's up here, but she doesn't want to talk to you. It should be a lot of fun. Pat Sajak will be here in a moment, and the young man from the Washington Redskins, and Buster Poindexter. But first, let's turn our attention to the viewer mail that's piled up over the last week. Letter number 1, Dear Dave, what would happen if you broke your leg? Dave Brock, South Bend, Indiana. This is an excellent question. You know, it's actually never happened on the show. I've never broken a bone on the show, but I wonder what it would be like if I broke. I tell you what, let me just try and break my leg tonight and see if I can't just get it up. Ooh, well, I'm a little stiff. Oh, there. Okay. Okay. This ain't my leg. Here we go. I just twist it like that. Ah. Okay. All right, now just easy, just easy. Okay. All right, let me just give it one hard shot here. Ooh. Oh, it's all right. It's just throbbing a little, that's all. Okay. Letter number 2. Dear Dave, now we need your help. We have never missed one of your shows, really, but you have never acknowledged us. Some friend, please show America your favorite friends. You owe us one. Your favorite friends, Andrew and Mike Pace, hot Atlanta, Tucker, Georgia. Oh, there's a picture. Oh, there they are. Gee, it is funny that a couple of guys that look like you would be at home every night of the week for 6 years. Loons, Paul.
Loons.
That's just loons.
I'll say it's loons.
Letter number 3. Dear Dave, Aunt Bee's freezer won't freeze. Why doesn't your show have exciting plot lines like this? Oh, I see. It's the little plot scenario synopsis there from the TV Guide. Well, I don't know. This comes to us from Wayne Tomlinson, Savannah, Georgia. I don't know, Wayne. I think we have some pretty exciting plots coming up. Let's take a look at a listing for next week here in the TV Guide. Oh, yeah, right up here in the upper left-hand corner. See if this doesn't excite you, the home viewer. There it is. 12:30, Late Night with David Letterman. Dave thinks the studio might be too hot. That was a coot. That was not a loon.
A coot?
That was a coot, yeah.
That I've never heard of,
No.
a coot.
It was not a loon, it was a coot. Dear Dave, letter number 4 begins, Flunky sucks. Joel Stein, Edison, New Jersey. Well, you know, Joel, usually when we receive vitriolic attacks like this one, we offer the affected party, a chance to rebut. Flunky, are you here? Here's Flunky, the late-night viewer mail clown.
It is the policy of this network to allow those with opposing viewpoints to air their opinions and voice their grievances in compliance with the National Association of Broadcasters Code of Ethics and Fair Practice and the FCC's Equal Time Rules. We maintain this forum for rebuttal.
Hey, you little weasel. Bite me.
The opinions and ideas expressed in this rebuttal are not necessarily those of this network.
This, by the way, it's kind of a sad note. Tonight is the last time we'll ever be able to say bite me on this show.
Really?
No, had a big discussion with the legal department, and this is absolutely the last time, right? This is their ironclad, no more bite me deal, and we have to play along.
They gave us one, though, tonight.
Tonight was the last time you'll ever hear bite me on this show.
So we really better take advantage of this.
They wanted to crack down on this whole bite me thing that's going on.
Well, if I may say, Dave, may I?
Sure, please do.
Bite me.
Thank you very much, Paul. Oh, I can hear them big blue jumping already.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, out there.
Marlin.
Yeah, 40 miles
right.
off the coast of Montauk.
Probably be loons out there.
They snap, too. They come out of the water and snap, those blue, like that.
Sometimes they can actually butt against the boat.
Exactly. Oh, that's
crack
why
the
it's
whole
a
boat in
wonderful
half.
sport. Yeah. Letter number 5. Dear Dave, have you and Paul ever vied for the affections of the same woman? If so, who won? Wondering Brad Finn, Sunderland, Mass. Would that be Mass or Maine? M.A. is Massachusetts? M.E. is Maine. M.E. is Maine. Massachusetts, perhaps. Well, yes, Brad, actually, it did happen once. Paul and I did kind of run into some problems that way. Luckily, it's now all on videotape, so we can look at it whenever we want to and pretend it's an actual memory. You see, I had received a photograph from a viewer in the mail. You know, I've never gone out with a viewer before, but hey, it's better than another night watching VH1.
Hey, Dave.
Oh, hi, Paul.
What are you doing here?
Well, I guess it's obvious. I tell you what, let's just ring the bell and see who she wants. What the heck?
Fine by me.
Okay.
Yes, who's there?
And so police have finally captured the good-looking, extremely large woman who robbed a 7-Eleven convenience store earlier this evening.
Wow, Dave, not only was she 50 feet tall, it turns out she's also a dangerous robber.
Yeah, Paul, I think we've learned a valuable lesson from all of this.
What's that, Dave?
Never go out with someone based solely on a photograph. She could be enormous and also a criminal. Hi, Pat. Always a pleasure to see you. Let me,
I'm in trouble already.
Good to see you. Why are you in trouble?
Well, I had 3 or 4 very funny anecdotes, but they all contain the phrase, bite me.
Oh, no.
So
yeah, you can't say that anymore.
That's out.
Now, this is the end of a long, arduous, hard-fought
Far be it
battle.
for me to cause trouble.
How you doing?
Good, I'm well.
This is amazing, isn't it? This game show has become so unbelievably popular. Not only in this country, but I understand different versions of it around the world.
Yeah, there's a French Wheel of Fortune. There's a French guy, I don't know what his name is. There's a French Vanna. The guy uses French hairspray. He's got French game show teeth.
Yeah.
You know, he's very good, yeah. But it's all over the world.
Have you seen any of those?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't even watch ours. Well, no, because
You've seen it once.
Do you go
Sure.
home and watch your show? No. Oh, there you go. Same thing.
Also interesting, it was pointed out because of, I guess now, the success of this movie, Good Morning Vietnam, that you, too, I guess worked in radio.
So I was a fighting disc jockey in Saigon. I was.
Were you before or after or during?
Adrian Cronauer was the person on whom the movie is based, and I followed him. I was there in '68. 69. Now, Robin Williams is much better than either Adrian or I was. I mean, if we were as good as Robin, we'd be doing HBO specials, you know, but we're not. But you could not be as anti-authoritarian and wild on the air as Robin, you know, because they can put you in jail in the Army, you know, and you don't want to do that. You had to be a little more sneaky to get around there. For example, we had a guy who was in charge of our station. He had never been inside a radio station, but he had the right rank, so they made him in charge of the station. And
kind of like NBC.
It's the same. Yeah. In fact, the guy works for GE now, oddly enough.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's gone.
I know. Yeah.
I forget his name. But in any event, he liked Christmas music. Now, I like Christmas music, too.
How can you not like Christmas
But
music?
I like it, if you're like me, you like it around, what, Christmas, right?
Yeah, more or less.
But he liked it in October, and he would say, you know, I'm in the Christmas mood. Why don't you play every third record a Christmas record? Now, we were a rock and roll radio station, and the guys were in a war zone anyway and don't need to be reminded that Christmas is coming.
Sure.
But you can't say, I won't play your lousy records, because you can go to Leavenworth for not playing Jingle Bells, and to me, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
So what we ended up doing, you would pretend you were playing Christmas music. If they heard something referring to Christmas, they would think you played it. I would say, like, and now, for a visit with Santa Claus, Led Zeppelin will climb that stairway to heaven, you know, and he'd say, Christmas, great. So you had to be that way.
That's funny. Yeah. And how long were you on the air there?
A year and a half.
Yeah.
And the enemy never got an album.
Now, well, congratulations. When you went into the service, how did you get that gig? Because that seems like a pretty desirable thing.
It was dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, were you a civilian disc jockey?
Yeah, I was a disc jockey.
Where'd you work?
In small towns. I worked in the suburbs of Chicago. I worked in a little town called Murray, Kentucky, and bounced around. But I was lucky enough to get that. You're right, it was very soft duty, which was good.
Tell me about the show. I see the show. It's on NBC during the day, Wheel of Fortune, and then it's syndicated, I guess, at about 7:30 at night, and then other hours of the day on different stations here and there.
It's on virtually every hour of the day.
Is that right?
Somewhere in the world.
How much money has this one little half hour of game show generated?
I don't know. Millions?
Take a guess. More than millions, like $500 million maybe.
Probably,
right?
yeah. I'd say $500 million. $480 million.
Isn't that stunning?
I don't know.
And Merv Griffin gets all of that, doesn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the sad part of this whole story. That Merv Griffin gets it all.
Well, he does, but he deserves it. He worked hard. He came up with the concept in a dream one night.
Really? Is that how it came?
I think so. He had something bad to eat and woke up and said, we'll have a woman, she'll turn letters, and we'll give away lawn furniture. And the rest is...
Tell me about...
The rest is history.
Tell me about the... when the puzzles come up, sometimes people... I never know what the puzzles are, but I'm no good at that game. No. Do people on the show... I mean, are they ever just wildly solvable and they just go right by?
Well, eventually they solve them because all the letters are up, and if they can read the words, they'll get them on there. So they almost never go unsolved. But they can be more difficult than I mean, we had a puzzle, E.G. Marshall, fine actor. Mm-hmm. You know E.G.? You probably bowl with E.G. as I do. And but the people on our panel did not know E.G. Marshall. We had E. blank Marshall up there. And the rest of the half hour was people just guessing letters to try to... We had E.Z. Marshall, E.F. Marshall. We finally got to G. You know?
Never got anywhere. What about the little, you have, I don't know what you call them exactly, common phrases?
You
have two categories, phrases or
pharmaceutical products. That would be something like that.
Notions.
Notions.
So what are the phrases?
Well, you have easy ones, but again, the people are under a lot of pressure.
Oh, exactly, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of merchandise.
We had a woman solve a puzzle once. It was just about up there, and she solved it. She said, "I'd like to solve it. It's very clear. It's more fun than a barrel of Vikings." Is the way she solved it. She was wrong.
It's an old Norse phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a... Pat Sajak obviously is here, and let's talk about Vanna a little bit.
Sure. I rarely get an opportunity to do that.
Yeah. How is she these days? Good?
She's well. You've had her on the show. She's
Been on the
a
show a couple of
delightful
times.
woman.
Yeah. Very nice woman.
And when she comes on shows, sometimes she'll get people who think she's going to be an easy target, and you can have fun with her, but she has a great sense of humor, and she understands what she's doing there.
Again, this is an adjunct phenomenon of that program.
It is an adjunct phenomenon. That's
I have no idea what I'm saying anymore.
Is this the adjunct phenomenon segment?
And that the show would be so popular, and that yet she alone has generated an enormous popularity.
She has a clothing line.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Vanna White dental floss is going to be out very soon, waxed and unwaxed. Yeah, she has a lot going for her.
And the story, perhaps apocryphal, maybe you can clear this up for us, is that she was selected for the gig because she has an enormous head. Now, I've heard you say that.
No,
You said that. I've heard you say that.
No, I've never said that. Let me explain. Merv Griffin, the aforementioned Mr. Griffin, has what we have come to call the big head theory. Now, Merv has said this in interviews. He believes that people who are very popular in the past in movies, Joan Crawford, in present in television, Vanna White, are popular because because they have big heads. And big faces and big features, big eyes, big cheeks, a big mouth.
People want this. They want to see big, abnormally sized
people. And Merv's been very successful with his big head theory.
Yeah. I see. Didn't Carl Sagan have a similar theory about? And so what did he brings the women come in and he gets out his calipers?
Yeah, and that's basically how you do it. And I don't think hair counts, actually.
Yeah. Now let's talk about this other thing that's been in the newspapers, I guess the last couple of days, about your ongoing negotiations with CBS to do another project.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Well, tell us what the project might be. Is it true? Is it something you're interested in?
It's something they're talking about. We're talking about doing a late-night talk show. And...
Just exactly how late, Pat?
Well, you know, when Jack Parr left The Tonight Show, people said it'll go in the toilet, you know, no one can replace him. And, of course, Johnny Carson came along.
Right.
It's the same thing at CBS. They're saying, who can replace Adderley in Night Heat? So it's the same kind of thing. No, it would be, you know, 11:30-ish if it happens. We're talking. My people are talking to their people. They're taking lunches, having meetings.
Yeah, I know, but you understand something. If you go up, and this is certainly nothing new to you, many people, the television path is strewn with the bodies of people who have tried to go up against Mr. Carson.
Yeah. Well, you can't worry about. I mean, he will not lose any sleep over it,
well, no, I'm not saying he's worried. No, you misunderstand, Pat. I don't think he's worried at all.
Oh, I thought you thought he'd be concerned. No. I was about to try to put him at ease.
Yeah.
No, I understand. But what are you going to do? You can't operate like that. If you want to do something, you do it. And
well, you're nuts. You'll never work again if this goes under. Yeah, just try and get back on the little game show then. If you,
I'll always, you know, game
your
show.
Your head ain't big enough to come back on that show. I'm surprised you've had that job as long as you've had it.
You know, but when I sit and watch you on nights where things are really going well and the audience is, I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
And I say, boy,
You've seen a couple, haven't you?
What a great way to make a living. But then when there are those nights, about 4 minutes into it, where this look comes that says, I've died, I'm in hell, and the show will never end.
That's right.
I wonder why I would be interested. But it may have.
But I mean, it seems obvious that after the enormous success of this, your Wheel of Fortune, that you might want to go on to something else.
Sure.
Well, I think you'd be great at it.
The nice thing about being a game show host is you can always do that. I mean, it's a great hold card. It really is, and it's a fine way to make a living. And they're like game show hosts are like baseball managers. I mean, they may be fired by one team, but they'll be hired somewhere else. So,
yeah, but this has been wildly successful.
Really
I mean, in the history of television.
And I owe my life to it and Merv and my head.
Good to see you again, Pat.
You too, Dave.
Thanks for stopping by. It's a rerun. What do you care? You want to come and sit in an empty studio Monday? Fine, show up. There's no show here. What's the matter with these people? You know, man has always wanted to know the future to control his financial fortunes, his personal life, or just to know the next time Hard Bodies will be on HBO. So last week I decided to look into my own future with the help of some of New York's finest fortune tellers. Join me now, won't you? Hello and welcome. This woman to my right is Reverend Mitchell. Reverend Mitchell, thank you for having us. How would you describe yourself?
I am a psychic reader. I've been in the business since 25 years.
The psychic business?
Yes, I do all types of readings.
If I asked you to contact my Uncle Earl, could you do that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he's not dead or anything. It'd just be a matter of placing a call.
I would like to read your face.
All right, fine.
I see through your face you have good character, a good sense of humor.
Well, thank you very much.
But I see a lot of stubbornness.
Stubbornness?
And your stubbornness caused you a great deal of disappointment in the past.
Yeah. My life has been nothing, if not one disappointment after another.
No, not so bad.
Oh, but on the other hand, it hasn't been all that bad. All right, we have some Xerox copies of other people's palms. This is Brant Gumbel's hand. What do you see there?
Financial difficulties.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Hit me.
No, leave it here. Beware of a lawyer. Be careful what you sign.
Gee, that's not exactly a bulletin, is it? Do you get anything that would indicate to you that I'm going to be surrounded by babes? A lot of honeys?
A lot of honey?
You know, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that, don't you? You understand what I'm talking about?
I don't see a lot of honeys around you.
Oh,
but I do see you trapped with 2 women.
Oh, geez.
No, there'll be 2 women in your life.
I've had dreams like this. What do you call yourself, Tina? Are you a psychic? Are you a reader? What are you?
I read tarot cards.
Tarot cards?
I read palm readings.
Have you ever worked with Kreskin? 3 packets of cards.
Are you past, present, future? Which one do you want?
Past? Let's go right to the future.
All righty.
Boy, look at the big stack of future cards.
Yeah. Pull 1 card, any card you want. Ah, wow.
Oh, geez. This is the worst possible thing that could have happened.
That's the worst card you could have had.
Oh, well, thanks a lot. How many dead cards are in there?
There's only 1 dead card.
Well, of course. Only 1 dead card. Yeah, out of a deck of 1,000. I can't go on. All right, thanks, Tina.
You're welcome.
That's your real name, Madame Rosa?
Yes.
You didn't just come with the franchise?
Show me your right hand. In your childhood, it shows that you felt at times that you was living in 2 worlds.
That's right. You know why? I was raised by poodles. That's the truth. Who are those women out there, by the way?
Neighbors.
I'll get rid of them. Hey. Excuse me. Just keep it moving. Just, come on, get it. Just hit the road, will you? No, seriously, pack up and ride. Do me a favor, let's work with this now. Put your hands on this.
On what?
Put your hands on there.
Yeah?
All right. Now, what are we getting here?
What do you want to get out of it?
I don't know. Isn't this part of it?
No.
What is this?
This is a lamp.
Oh.
Was you married?
I was married once for 10 years. Thanks for bringing it up. I think you about got gin there. With these again.
Yes, sir.
Make that noise with me. We're looking forward to this. I think this will be exciting. We've got a lot of folks here. Our next guest is a talented composer, musician, and performer. This man was one of the founders of the legendary New York Dolls. He had a successful solo career, of course, as David Johansen, and this is his brand new hit album right here entitled Buster Poindexter, folks. Please welcome the one and the same Buster Poindexter. Poindexter. Nice job. Easy. Nice to see you. Very nice job. Have a seat there. You know, I need to apologize to you in advance here. We're desperately short on time, but I did want to find out what you're doing in addition to having fun with your brand new hit album.
Well, I'm making a movie in Hollywood with Bill Murray called Scrooge.
He's making another movie. He makes one each decade, doesn't he?
Well, at the price he gets, I don't blame him.
I guess so. And what do you play in the film?
I'm the ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah. When is this coming out?
next Christmas.
Great.
Thanksgiving, something.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, nice to see you.
It's great to be here.
You sound terrific, and my thanks to the horns. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And the lovely woman singing with you.
Susie Tyrell.
Susie, nice to see you. All right. We're going to do a... This guest is a rookie running back from the Washington Redskins. Here he is in action as a last-minute replacement in Sunday's Super Bowl. This man scored 2 touchdowns and rushed for a record 204 yards. Folks, please welcome the amazing Timmy Smith. Timmy. Hey! Timmy, how are you? Congratulations. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you very much.
Please have a seat. Is this one of those stories that you dream about when you're a kid? You weren't you weren't a starter during the regular season, and then the big game, the biggest of your life, as you're going out onto the field, you find out you're going to play?
Boy, I tell you, that was a...
Or start, I guess. You started the game, right?
When I got the word from the coach, I almost had a fit, you know, almost fainted.
When did you find out?
I found out when everybody was walking out on the field. The coach had a plan that he's going to introduce George Rogers then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and George told me to have a good game, and I was going, wait a minute, I'm a start or what?
Yeah.
And the coach said they're going to introduce George and they're going to let me start. So that was a pretty shocker to me.
Yeah. Were you surprised that you were able to perform as well as you did? I mean, certainly you're a talented athlete, but to just set a record for rushing in the Super Bowl, that's pretty unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, I think I was pretty fired up about the situation because you know, you sit out most of the season and you finally get to start in the Super Bowl, you know, your blood just flowing, you know.
Yeah. But it could have gone the other way. You could have stumbled and fallen and not done very well at all, but you're a hero. I mean, doesn't that tell you something exciting about yourself? You rose to the occasion.
Well, I accidentally scored twice.
You accidentally scored twice? Yeah. Did you play football as a kid all your life? This has been your sport?
Well, basically, I'm from a basketball school, and the whole town of Hobbs, New Mexico is basketball.
Where is it? Harvey?
Hobbs,
Mexico.
Hobbs, New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, I decided to switch over to football because every day, you know, a basketball coach, he loves for his players to run 2 miles every day. I said, you know, I can't take all this.
Yeah. Yeah, going to something easy where you only play 1 game a year. Not a bad gig.
You're right.
All right, now explain to me, in the end zone, I guess it's a dance.
You're right. You know.
Thank you. Thank you for that vote of confidence.
I try to do something different than other athletes.
What is it, and where does it come from?
Well, the dance is called cabbage patch.
The cabbage patch.
Yeah. So you spin the ball and try to do the cabbage patch. And
all right, can you do a little of that for us now?
Oh, yeah.
Because I noticed you're playing on grass there in San Diego, and I noticed after you scored the first time, you threw the ball like you're throwing dice, and the thing comes up on its point and spins.
Oh,
right?
It's pretty simple.
All right, well, what do you want to start with first? Let's start with, we'll do the whole thing, just as if you had scored.
If I can get a couple of beats over there, I can...
Couple of beats from Mr. Smith, please. I'll be right here if you need me. If you need any blocking, I'm right here. How do you do this? I mean, I can do the dance. Just show me how you do the ball.
Well, you put your hand over the top.
If I lived to be 112, I couldn't do that. Try the ball.
Well, you put your hand over the top.
Uh-huh. Now I can do it. I can cheat it. I can do it that way. Yeah, like I'm gonna go nuts now and dance. All right, now let me this. All right, now, just like this?
Yeah.
Now, do you drop it or just put it on?
Just, yeah.
Oh, all right, one more time.
All right.
You know, wait a minute. I know. Why don't you come back to the show Monday night? You know, I do that, but a few years ago, I hurt my neck. Timmy, congratulations. Have a great off-season. We'll look for you next year. Thank you very much for being here. Also
from New York, where any time is garbage time, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Damon Wayans, Grammy nominee Tom Cochran, and Chef Bobby Flay. Also, viewer mail, plus Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous man. And now, a man who can't resist a free haircut, David Letterman.
Kind of you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dave, and to everybody here in the studio audience, thank you very much for showing up. Everybody there, the home viewing audience, thank you very much for dialing us up. Nice to have you here. I was reading in the newspaper today. I was reading in the newspaper today a story. Now this, I don't know how much you people understand about the Amy Fisher situation here in New York City. It couldn't be uglier. But I'll spare you the gruesome details. Amy Fisher is now in prison because she, I guess, shot her boyfriend's wife. It's a great story right there. So now I understand that she is considering, she's getting offers from men's magazines like Playboy, Penthouse, and so on and so forth. She's considering now some of those offers to pose in the nude when she gets out of prison. Oh man, I just pray to God this doesn't hurt her reputation. Oh, are you folks excited about the Pro Bowl Sunday night? Yeah. Ah, yeah! Pro Bowl fever. Yeah! Are you in the clutches of Pro Bowl mania? Yeah! Sunday, live, the Pro Bowl on ESPN. Let me tell you how big this game is. Halftime, the halftime show will be starring Tito Jackson. So I'm reading my complimentary issue of the New York Times this morning, and I'm stunned now. There's a report, a guy, a man, a woman, somebody has put together a book, and it's about the life and times of J. Edgar Hoover, the man in charge of the FBI, the man who founded the FBI. Hey, for my money, he was Mr. FBI. And it says now, among other things in this book, that J. Edgar Hoover was gay. He was a homosexual. And in addition to that, he liked to dress up as a woman. And he liked being known as Debbie. I'm stunned. I'm incredulous. I can't believe this. I'm telling you, to me, the guy always looked more like a Kathy. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you folks at home know this, but we get the best, nicest, smartest studio audiences anywhere in the world right here. Look at them. making... Whatever you people do, please don't move to California. No, I'm confused. Hey, all right, hey, the unruly shouting portion of the program is finished now. Oh, did you hear about Marge Schott yesterday, the owner of the Cincinnati Reds? She was suspended for a year from baseball for making unpleasant ethnic and racial remarks about others in the game. But experts believe that her one-year suspension was pretty light. She got off pretty easy. So reporters are talking to her about that earlier today, and they said, Marge, seems to us like maybe you might have gotten off easy in this. And she says, yeah, I know, I think I did. And they said, well, how? Why did that happen? And she said, well, I hired me a Jew lawyer. Program for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Wayans is on this show. Also, one of my favorite rock and roll stars, Tom Cochran, is here, and we have a wonderful chef, Bobby Flay. Now, say hello to our friend Paul Schaefer. He's right over there. Paul.
Thank you. Thank you very much. David, you know, I called my lawyer today. I was supposed to be my lawyer. Yeah. Quite expensive lawyer. I said, can I ask you 2 questions for $1,000? Right. He said, yeah, what's the second question?
There you go, but you know, seriously.
I've always felt.
I don't know if you people understand this around the country, but here in the metropolitan New York City area, earlier today there was an item in one of the newspapers, the Post, about us having made a decision to move this television program to California. It couldn't be more untrue. It couldn't be more erroneous. The decision simply has not been made. So I just wanted to mention that if it meant anything to anybody. And it was annoying because all day long people are asking you annoying questions.
Yeah.
Okay, but the truth of the matter is, now here's your story. You want to scoop, you want to print something up. We have no idea what the hell we're doing. There. There's your story. Put that on the front page. Dave don't know. I'll give you folks my personal guarantee of one thing. I'm the dumbest man on television. Hell, I don't know. Yes, it's official. It's the dumb guy music. New York, L.A. Is one of them in Montana? Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, Friday night, it's a viewer mail night. Actual letters from actual viewers. Let's get right to it. Here we go. Very, very tasty coffee. Or as we say south of the border, muy, muy delicioso.
I didn't know you were by.
Hey, Dave.
Lingual.
Yeah, fine. 4 hours of costly editing. Thank you very much, Paul. Hey, Dave. Letter number 1 begins, how about kangaroo? And it comes to us from Bill Hibbard, Stoughton, Wisconsin. Let's see. How about kangaroo? Sorry, Bill, we don't have any kangaroo. But, hey, how about this? How about some very strange footage of Angela Lansbury at home in her living room? Watch this. You should enjoy it instead. There she is. For no reason, Angela Lansbury just... There she is. I don't know. Too much Robitussin. Letter number 2. Dear Dave, as my friend Suba, or Suba, and I sit and watch your show, we couldn't help notice your recent weight loss. Thank you. Thank you very much. And for the life of us, we cannot understand how that Marky Mark guy, oh, this is the guy you see on the bus cards holding on to himself.
Of course,
yeah.
we heard him, yes.
Well, there's a campaign. There's a campaign the folks at Calvin Klein must be very proud of. The question is, how did Marky Mark get the Calvin Klein underwear contract, and I didn't? Well, you know, it's a good question, and it's quite flattering, but no, I could not model for Calvin Klein. I already have a contract with an underwear company. Here, let me show you. I've done a little here, right here. Just see if I can flip to it. Oh, yeah, look at this. See? So there, it would be a direct competition with Calvin Klein, and there's no way I could ever... Oh, wait a minute. That's interesting. I didn't notice this before. Just right below there. Take a look at that. If you can see, I didn't realize it. Look, it's Tom Brokaw. Isn't that funny? Oh, I'll be darned. I never see him at any of the shoots. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay, letter number...
let's get ready to rumble!
Letter number 3. Dear Dave, did you ever wake up with them bullfrogs on your mind? Sincerely, Steve Robbins, Frankfort, Kentucky. Paul, ever wake up with them bullfrogs on your mind? What do you think?
Yes, we have it.
Okay.
We have it. Here we go. Did you ever wake up with them bullfrogs on your mind? Did you ever wake up with them bullfrogs on your mind? And I don't mean the little one, I mean the big-eyed kind. Just kidding.
What?
We're kidding. We don't.
Just kidding. Okay. Congratulations, Steve, for stumping the band. You've won dinner for 2 at Mama Leone's in the heart of New York City's bustling Times Square and Theater District. And now, here's Ed with a word about Alpo. Letter number 4. What about Texas? Can you have goats in Texas? You know, that music somehow makes me feel dumber.
That's how music works.
I hear the IQ dropping when I hear the music.
Good, it works on an aesthetic level.
Well, I don't know. No. Letter number 4. Dear Dave, if you could go anywhere you wanted to right now, where would you go? Oh, man, this is one of those questions. This is like a fantasy, like a couple of minutes. This is like a daydream. You know, at your job and the tension and the pressures of the day and the family and so forth build up, and you think to yourself, if I could go anywhere in the world right now, just boom, like that, where would I go? Yeah. All right, let me think here. Where? Oh, I know. Oh, this would be great if I could. Wow. Is this it? Are we finally here?
Yes, sir. That's where we make all the nickels.
Oh, the nickels! Wow! Look at all them nickels! Have you ever seen so many nickels? There must be millions of nickels!
That's where I go. Oh, hi, we're back. You betcha. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful program tonight. Damon Wayans is here, Tom Cochran, and Chef Bobby Flay will be cooking something here in the studio. We have to pause for a commercial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Look at that again. Can we take that shot again? That's unbelievable. That's a great shot. Look at that, down 6th Avenue. That's from our new sniper cam. Boy, that's very, very nice. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do our top 10 list and then get on with the big event here this evening. The top 10 list tonight, now this is designed as a little conversation starter, a little icebreaker, a little brain teaser, a little something to keep you sharp, to keep the old wheels turning, make you think, make you laugh, make you cry. The category, top 10 signs, it's a slow news day. Oh, how terribly appropriate.
Interesting.
Did you hear that? I thought I heard Alexander Hamilton rolling over in his grave. Yeah, that's what that was. Top 10 signs, it's a slow news day. Hey.
guys go to Arkansas? Hey, Marsden Clinton's from Arkansas.
It's Dave, the dumb guy. Top 10 signs it's a slow news day. Here we go, number 10. Al Gore is on the front page of the New York Times. Number 9. Most of the news is follow-up stuff on the big Hindenburg crash. Number 8. Regular obituaries replaced by best obituaries of 92. Number 7, you tell the head editor you're going to grab some lunch and he starts screaming, "Stop the presses!" Number 6, New York Post makes up story about you moving to Los Angeles. Number 5. Number 5, big headline, people sure do like pie. Number 4, see page 8 for more news about Joe Piscopo. Number 3, exclusive interview with guy who thinks he may have seen Amy Fisher drive by his house one time a few years ago. Number 2, list of winning lottery numbers followed by list of losing lottery numbers. Boy, there's a slow news day. And the number 1 sign it's a slow news day, Mondale Mania. There you go. When I disappear like that for just a second, I'm going to tell people what I do, and this has kind of been a secret that I've kept from the audience for years and years. Whenever I leave camera like that, I'm off screen doing my Tai Chi. Yeah, there's Alexander Hamilton again. I heard him. Whoa! Until recently, our first guest was one of the stars of the Fox series, very, very popular variety show, very, very funny program. It's called In Living Color. And on February 19th, this man will be performing at the Erie Crown Theater in Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program, Damon Wayans. Damon! See ya. Congratulations on, well, you tell us what's going on in your life. First of all, tell us about the show, In Living Color.
Bad headache. You know how it is, man, when, you know, the company comes in and gets creative, you know. So we left, and it
now,
was...
when you say we, who are we talking about?
Me, Keenan, and Marlon.
Now, didn't you guys sort of create the show?
Well, Keenan created the show, you know, and... you know, it was really hard for me to walk away because I walked away from $75,000 per sketch.
Wow.
That's what I said. And it was, you know, for family. And it was really hard because Keenan sat me down. He said, "Yo, Day, we have to leave the show because they're messing with me." And I said, "Now listen to what you just said. They're messing with you. Why I gotta leave, you know?" And it was hard because, you know, $75,000 per sketch, and they wanted, you know, it was incentive to do as many sketches as possible.
One, two, 3 sketches. We're talking about serious money.
Yeah, you know. And he's talking about it's unity. We got to leave because I'm like, look, black people been divided for the past 200 years. Why it got to start with me? You know? I got to be the united way, you know. And so it's like I tried everything I could, you know, to keep that money coming in. You know, I said, "Yo, Keenan, check this out. Why don't, you know, I just keep doing sketches? You know, I do like 100 sketches. That's $7,500,000. We'll bankrupt those bastards. That's what we'll do." He's like, "No, we're leaving." You know.
So you guys have left the show. Is there still a show? Is it still on the air?
They're trying. You know, it's like, you know, what they did was like if Kentucky Fried Chicken, they got rid of the Colonel. He took the 7 spices, and now they're just frying chicken. You know?
Now, I know we talked about this the last time you were here, but you, I guess, come from a huge family. You mentioned yourself and 2 brothers, right?
Yeah.
And there are other folks, and most of them in show business?
Yeah, unfortunately, my sister Kim and Sean are still stuck in contracts, but they hate it over there. But, you know, I'm really glad that my family is establishing their careers at the same time, you know, individual careers, because there's nothing worse than being, like, the relative of someone famous, you know. I was in a club, and a dude followed me around the club all night long going, "You recognize me, man?" And he started dancing. "Who I look like, man?" I was like, You look like the dude about to get his ass busted. That's who you Is that who you are? And he's like, no, man. I'm Gregory Hines' brother.
Whoa, sure.
And I was like, well, which Hines are you? You're not Maurice Hines.
Yeah.
You know, who are you, Duncan Hines? You know, he's like, nah, man, I'm Phil Hines.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me your number? We hang out. I'm like, what do I want to hang out with Phil Hines for, you know? It's like, no, why don't I give you my brother Dwayne's number? You, him, and Larry Jordan can go see that Tito Jackson commercial.
Larry Jordan?
Larry Jordan.
Now, I know you spent a lot of time working on films. What was the name of the movie? Mo Money, last time you were here. Yeah. And you're also, I understand, going to go back and start doing stand-up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I miss stand-up. I mean, it's become like...
It's tough work, though.
Yeah, but there's nothing like it, because you're only as good as the last thing you say.
Right.
You know, right now I'm not that good. And it's become like the new rock and roll, you know?
Yeah.
Andrew Dice Clay sold out Shea Stadium, you know, so everybody wants to be a comedian, you know, and they're not really working hard. That's the bad part about it. You know, they got guys sitting in the back of the club stealing people's material.
Now, do you see guys doing material that you started with or that you broke in or that you...
Oh, yeah. And it hurts, you know, because comics ain't supposed to steal. You know, it's like singers can sing other people's songs, but a comic can't go, for my first piece, I'd like to do something off the Richard Pryor, That Nigga Crazy album. You know, you're supposed to come up with, you know, your own pain, you know?
No, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
And the thing is, you know, it's all about being original, you know, and I see guys stealing comedy a lot, and I go, I wish I could, like, lock my act up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know I started, like, the handicap stuff, you know? I wish I could, like, put an alarm. You know how you lock your car? Chicka! You know, I just do my act and then lock it. Chicka! So when somebody get up on stage talking about, I dare give you a whoop, 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 whoop. Alarm go up, they just throw the mic and run. You're too close to the act. Back up.
You know, I have trouble sleeping every night worrying that someday somebody might swipe my dumb guy.
Wait a minute. Well, then what'll I do?
We're going to do a commercial, kids, but first, a question from...